If you guys have watched my channel before, you may know that as an avid DIYer, I like to do all of the oil changes on my vehicles myself. And I find myself changing oil quite often because I've got multiple vehicles, some newer like my 2019 Tacoma behind me, and some older like my 1992 Land Cruiser right here. And in all of the videos I've made here on my channel about oil changes, I have been using Havoline's PRO-RS Lifelong Full Synthetic. You guys can check out some of my older videos to get an idea of why I personally really like this oil for my Toyota trucks. I tend to like to put my vehicles through quite a bit of wear and tear, so the quality of a motor oil is really important to me, and I like that this oil basically keeps the trucks driving like they have from day one. But today's video is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to be changing the oil in my Land Cruiser with Havoline's new Renewable Motor Oil PRO-RS, which is derived from 25% sustainably sourced plant-based oils. Now again, as someone who is really just a DIYer and still learning as I go in the automotive space, I had honestly never heard of plant-based motor oil, but I was curious as to how exactly plant-based oil was different than other synthetics and if it was a good option for my Toyotas. So that's what today's video is going to be all about: plant-based motor oil with Havoline's PRO-RS. In short, this truck is going on a plant-based diet. So I want to get into a little bit of the science of what exactly plant-based motor oil is, because in my opinion and personally, I like to know what I'm putting in my vehicles rather than just turning a blind eye. Most synthetic oils have a base of highly refined crude oil. Havoline PRO-RS is made of 25% sustainably sourced plant-based oils, and kind of a very broad summary of how they do this is some plants, specifically hydrocarbon plants, are really good at producing hydrocarbons. And we all know that plants take in CO2 or carbon dioxide, and these hydrocarbon plants convert the carbon dioxide into hydrocarbon chains. Then these hydrocarbon molecules that may not have any of the impurities found in traditional base oils derived from crude petroleum are extracted, and that's how this synthetic lubricant is created. Now, because it's made this way, you guys can see right on the packaging that this is a USDA certified bio-based product. Now, I think it's really cool that motor oil can be made this way. However, none of that carries much weight unless the oil performs well, especially compared to what I'm currently using in my vehicles. So let's get to changing the oil in my Land Cruiser. Then, even though I can't review it yet because it's so fresh in my vehicle, I'll talk about how this plant-based oil is expected to perform in my truck. To start off my oil change, I'm getting underneath my vehicle and removing this 14mm drain plug. Just remember not to be a noob like me and drop it into your oil. God, I hate it when I drop the drain plug in. Now I'm going to remove my old oil filter, which is located down there, a little hard to get to, and this is not going to be a clean process. Oil is going to drip everywhere, so I move my drain pan pretty much right underneath my front axle. You guys can probably hear the oil coming out. Just doing my best to keep it clean. So luckily I aimed pretty well, and all the oil that spilled from the oil filter all made it into the drain pan, which is good. So this is the new oil filter I'm gonna try out. It's one from K&N, and normally I like using OEM parts, but what I like about this one is that it has a head. So I figured I would try this one out. These oil filters can be tricky to get to, and they're really easy to over tighten, so that's why I'm interested in trying this one out. I already oiled the bottom, and I'm gonna screw it in just hand tight. So now that I'm ready for our oil, I'm gonna show you how to set up this Smart Change box. So at the top here, you wanna push this open. And because as you'll see, the oil comes in this bladder, you don't wanna use sharp objects. On the side here, there's a handle that you can push in. And then you can also see the oil level in the box through this little window over here. Pretty cool. Now I put the drain plug back in place, torque it to 18 foot-pounds, and it's time for me to pour about 8 quarts of oil. Getting back to what I can expect with using this plant-based motor oil, something I like about using this in my Land Cruiser is that during testing, it was reported that Pro-RS maintained fuel economy benefits longer than typical full synthetic motor oils. Typical full synthetic oils can thicken over time, causing sludge, which was actually a problem when I first bought my 92 Land Cruiser. The oil from my first oil change when I bought it looked super dark. It was super thick. The viscosity of motor oil really matters, or else it's not going to properly lubricate, which exactly is the job of motor oil. Pro-RS is really great at resisting thickening over time, which is great for fuel economy retention. And obviously that is great for me because my trucks are gas guzzlers. Additionally, it has the Dexos 1 Gen 2 specification. So I didn't know this until I started researching oils in a lot more detail because obviously I like to know what's going in my vehicles. But if you go to the store and you've looked at all the oil options, you'll see that not all of them have this label. This label actually holds quite a bit of weight, and I personally myself won't purchase an oil unless I see this on the box. This is the Dexos 1 Gen 2 specification, meaning that this oil has hit a certain set of standards like high quality ingredients, anti-oxidation, and preventing low speed pre-ignition. I'll have a link in the description down below more about this if you guys are interested. Again, it was something I didn't know before, but now that I've done some more research and understand what this means, it holds high importance to me. So this oil is made more sustainably and keeps your engine in tip-top shape. But are there any downsides? Well, the only real thing I can see is that synthetic oil is typically going to be a little more expensive than conventional, but in my experience, using something like Pro-RS will pay dividends just because the quality is really unmatched. The last thing you see me doing here is just reusing my empty box to store my old oil. I take this to AutoZone and recycle it there. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think about this plant-based oil. Would you consider it yourself? I'm definitely excited about it, as if you guys couldn't tell already in this video. But yeah, if you want to connect more with me, you can follow me on my Instagram. It is at ChloeKuoTaco. I post more in real time on there. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.